Okay, so in this video, I'm going to go over something that probably can be of use to you whenever you're creating your buttons in your navigation, or just in general, just rollover. And what I'm talking about is rollover images. You can create rollover images for any images that are on here. I did it before. I think it's pretty useful and handy. Say, for instance, if I wanted to show something differently, if I had a picture that came up as you rolled over, you could create a rollover instance, not by the CSS transition style, but just basically by going up to insert and inserting HTML rollover image. Now, instead of doing it right here, I'm just going to kind of like, and I did this before, creating like my own colors, my own buttons, basically. What I did is I've created four little buttons in Photoshop, and because you can do them really fast, you just change the font and change the colors so the layout stays the same, or so the text stays in the same place. In other words, you have work copy there, out there. But anyway, that's just kind of working in layers right here, just getting it done pretty easy, just changing your background to your white or your black or your white or your pink, the two colors I just decided to go with so you can see them for the demo. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find, I know this thing's already laid out is why I don't really want to mess with this navigation section up here. This is where I want my buttons, and I kind of foresee like little buttons. So I just created little squares to where I'm just going to insert them and then just adjust them to the resolution size. It's probably going to offset these sections down here, which I'll have to go back and try to do that once I do that. But if I keep things in order of this whole thing right here, it should kind of work out pretty good in the end. But the good thing is now that I know like how to go find classes over here, all I can do is go to my live view and kind of select and see what this is. That's the secondary header. So I know basically this is the properties, the CSS properties of this container right here. And this is where I want to insert the images, rollover images. So I know that this is this thing here, and there is a secondary container here that has different attributes or a style to it too. So this will eventually be kind of, I'll keep it like that, but I'm not going to be inserting them right there. In other words, what I'm going to do is basically insert my image and maybe have it about 50 pixels high so they kind of line up here. So if I were to keep adding them, they kind of line up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that right here is set to 50 maybe. Oh, I need to take this padding off is what I need to do, because I don't want the whatever's in here to be padded. So 0. Now I'm going to get in, I'm going to back this up right here, and I'm going to go insert HTML rollover image. This is my original image. This is what I want it to be whenever it's on the actual page. Whenever you roll over it, I want you to see this. When click go to URL, that's my navigation basically. So I wanted to go back to my index page because that's what the about page is. This alternate text you can type in if it's a description of something. Say like this right here, if we rolled over, text would kind of pop up either at the bottom, I believe, or at the top of it. So, okay. So it sent this image in as the original size, and that's pretty easy to change. I'm just going to go in. I know I wanted this at around 50 pixels, and this to make it even about 150 maybe. Let's go 1. 25. So as you see, it kind of just I replaced the about text with this image right here, and could go in now and adjust this to 50 secondary header to make it even with it. Nice. So as you can see, if I go to my live view, well, preview. Save changes. So now I have my about. Obviously takes me to the about. Let me do the same thing for this work up here so I can link it back. And if you notice now, since I'm messing with this box here a little bit, I have to go and kind of rearrange my divisions here, which may or may not work for you. Let me go and insert the work page. Work. And then work rollover. I want this to go to the work. And I believe I had it at 50. Match the other one. So now I'm kind of coming along down the line here. If I want to go back and kind of like rearrange the padding between these two and scoot these out, that's just within the padding between in this one container. Or the menu, I'm sorry, there's a menu container down here. Or maybe not. Be one of these. You go to my live view, make sure it's the separation of boxes right here. I could either go back in and like stretch the image out in Photoshop if I wanted to, but it's just kind of a way to go about making roller images for either navigation or just in general right here. Preview this, make sure these links work. Okay, that takes me to the work, but see, I would have to go back and save these. I would go back and save my index as a new work and replace that one because I have to go back and make this page be the same. But so obviously this is what I would do first before I did the other and laid this out to where I would have it laid out properly. Let me see if I can actually go on the work page and replace this image with the rollover image. Kind of going down the rabbit hole now, just showing you. This is my original work image. I'll just throw this one in there. Actually, let me throw another one in there. and this one to C, make it a little easier. This is what I want my rollover image to be. And I'm not going to have to go to a note, but I'm going to have it say something. Work stuff. And I could change the resolution on this down to 300 by 300, which would also change the resolution on the other. I'm looking for the text. How the alternate text be displayed. But you see, this is how it works. And I'll figure that alternate text out later. So yeah, I hope this helps. Kind of makes it a little fun. Like I said, I created one time I did a navigation bar, and that's basically all I did for the navigation, which is why I wanted to show you how you could kind of rearrange your navigation stuff if you have like a little image that kind of dances or not dances, but like kind of moves a little bit to the side or to the left whenever you select it. Sometimes that's a little distracting, sometimes not, but nowadays I think hyperlinks are the way to go, really, instead of just having like images roll over, because in a lot of bad website designs you'll see like interactive buttons that just kind of get a little crazy sometimes. But for interactivity on the web, whenever you're kind of looking at stuff, it's not too bad. Say if you're rolling over and you want a description basically of the actual item, it's easy to display just a rollover link in there. So okay, well, thanks for watching and have fun with that.